Okay, welcome friends. Almost completed with this playlist. This is the 6th video in the playlist of 7 videos. And this is my Sacred Secretion video, day 6. Each day since the moon has entered into Cancer, my sun sign, each day I've been recognizing or acknowledging each one of the chakra which are in the human body. And today, day 6 of the Sacred Secretion, is for the pineal gland, or the third eye. Okay, and if you've just joined me on this video and you haven't seen any of the previous 5, please go back and watch the first, which is the root chakra day. And on the second day, I explain exactly why I believe that your Christ seed or your sacred secretion process is a 7-day, in the very least, a 7-day process, but most certainly not only a 3-day process like many people have been led to believe. Our third eye chakra is depicted in shades of indigo, a mixture of the deepest blue and violet tones. Taken together, these colors are representative of wisdom, faith, mystery, and loyalty. The sacred mantra Om or Om is a Sanskrit in origin and roughly translate to the seed of all creation. Also, Descartes says that the pineal gland, or the third eye, is the seed of the soul. I want to make reference, though, here, the Sanskrit meaning the seed of all creation. I've been mentioning in the other videos, each one of our lower chakra have a match in the higher chakras. So, see how this one, the third eye, is seed? It's all about water, the pineal gland. It needs to stay extremely hydrated. This also correlates with our sacral chakra. Our root chakra and our crown chakra go together. Our sacral chakra and our third eye chakra go together. And our solar plexus and our throat chakra go together. And if we go and we add the numbers, all of the chakras, 1 through 7, we have the top chakra, 7, plus the bottom chakra, which is a 1. So 1 plus 7 is 8. Then we have the third eye, which is the 6th chakra. And then we have the sacral chakra, which is the 2nd chakra. 6 plus 2 is 8. Then we have the solar plexus chakra, which is your 3rd chakra. And it goes along with your throat chakra, which is the 5th chakra. And that means 5 plus 3, again, is 8. Each one of those means that it's a completed circuit, infinity. Zzz. But the lower chakras are all about physical, and the higher chakras are getting us prepared for the spiritual. So, appropriately, the Om is representative of the third eye, or gateway to higher consciousness. Now, side note, back in the late 1800s, there was a man named George Ohm, O-H-M, and he discovered electromagnetism. And he's the one who created the ohm meter. And that is a device which tests electromagnetism. Now, I'm telling you this for a reason, because many animals in the animal kingdom have this ability. Many creatures, beasts, have this ability to seek out electromagnetic vibrations for their own purposes. Now, before I share a few pictures of what I did during this day, I just like to take time real quick and say please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the little bell to the right so that you do receive all notifications. Hit the like button and share with your friends and family and on your YouTube channel as well. Okay, and if you've been watching the rest of the videos, you know that you're supposed to try to eat the same color that the chakra represents. So this day we were going for an indigo, but this is what my smoothie turned out like afterwards. This is well, I know why. This is a strawberry because it has many seeds, raspberry because of the color, and kiwi because of the seeds, and the raspberry because of the seeds. Seeds, and more seeds because it's pineal gland. It's all about the seeds. And it was delicious. Super monster smoothie. This day, what did I eat? I didn't put it on here this time. I ate a great big salad, everything raw because it has the most water in it. Lots of seeds, chia seeds, sunflower seeds. What else did I eat? I'm pretty sure that I put berries. Was it raspberries? I think I had leftover blueberries is what I used on it. At any rate, it's all about water and trying to vibe with that color, and seeds, and more seeds. Alright, here is Little Bitty making her debut. I know that both of my cats look almost identical because, you know, they're close-ups, but one only weighs about 6 pounds and the other one weighs 16 pounds. So this is the Little Bitty one. And there I am with her, and I'm wearing my dark purple. Another shot. I decided to include this. This is an up-close version of the smoothie. Look at all those seeds. So good for you. Alright, quickly, I want to show you. I do a bathing ritual on Sacral Day because it's all about water. And also I do a great big one on Pineal, or Third Eye Day. Again, all about water, literally and metaphysically. Alright, now here's a picture of my clear quartz. Here's a picture of my amethyst. And you can't see it, but right under here there's a tiny little rose quartz. In this cup, there's about 3/4 of a cup of Himalayan pink sea salt, and there's about 1/4 of a cup of baking soda. Here are 3 tea bags. They're blueberry honey. I'm trying to do the blue and the soothing thing. Plus, they were left over from my throat chakra day, so we're going to use them. You could use chamomile if you wanted to, or even mint is good. Here are the rest of my crystals in the bowl that you've seen in my previous videos, and I have my purple light going, and they were charging them up. And then I put all of that stuff in here. Here's the crystals right here. There's the tea bags. But what I basically do is once they're all in there, I take my right hand, my right finger, and I go counterclockwise and make swirls in the water, and I just do whatever kind of comes to my mind. I usually, counterclockwise is to pull out. So I say, I ask the powers of earth, water, fire, and air to pull out all negative emotion, frequencies, and vibrations. In this water, I ask only to be given pure refreshment, cleansing, mind, body, spirit. Then I take my hand and then I start going in a clockwise position into the water, and I say the same thing. I call upon the powers of earth, fire, water, and air to bring in all positive frequencies, vibrations, thoughts, and emotions into my body, into my mind, into my spirit, into my soul. I ask you to refresh me, renew me, and realign my soul with the Holy Divine Spirit and the infinite mind of goodness. You know, you can say whatever you want to say, but using that throat chakra, it's very, very, very powerful. So once I did my little mantra and put all my stuff in there and stirred it up, then I took my crystals and my little bowl with the light in it, and I shut off all the lights in the bathroom. Yeah, and that's what my house sounded like while I was in the tub, and that's what it looked like in there. Because literally, when I get into the bath and I do this bathing thing, first of all, once I get in the water, oh my goodness, like every car that drives by, any motorcycle or big rig that's coming from, like 4 or 5 blocks away, I start, like, my whole body is, I pick up things way, obviously. I mean, I'm in the water, right? So, that what I try to do is when I get in here and I do this, I inundate the whole house. I turn, the television volume as loud as it can go with those ohms, because otherwise, like you'll hear, I think here. You can't hear it on there, but yeah, motorcycles started going back and forth. So this is what I did on my pineal gland, and I did a lot of inner seeking. That's what this is really about. I don't want to take all kinds of time on what I ate or what you should eat, the color that you should be vibing, or the sounds. I mean, they're just assistants. The real prize comes from the work of getting the inner stuff taken care of. Hinduism and Buddhism use the third eye as symbolism of enlightenment. It's referred to as the eye of knowledge. We also know in Egyptian the eye of Horus or Ra. In Indian tradition, the Asian and the Indian iconography show the third eye as a dot, a smudge, an eye, or a mark on the forehead of deities and other enlightened. Please remember this, because just in a little bit I'm going to talk about a mark on your forehead. I'm going to talk a little bit about the mark of the beast, what it is and what it is not. I'm going to go through a few different scenarios. If the third eye chakra is blocked, you lose sense of direction in life and become stagnant. When the energy center of the third eye becomes blocked, you may start to distrust that inner voice as well as everyone and everything around you. Extremely paranoid. Your perception about life and where you are and where you're headed can become negatively skewed and nearly unrecognizable. Unable to let go of past and a fear, it's always that root chakra. Fear of what the future holds makes you very dogmatic in your beliefs and ideology and religious beliefs, your daily routines, and how you view others. Physical blockages are migraine, sinusitis. Try to say that one 3 times really fast. Sinusitis. Seizures, poor vision, sciatica, and extreme cases, there's an increased risk for serious complications like stroke and even blindness. Emotional signs, delusions, depression, anxiety, extreme paranoia, and it's not uncommon to also experience vivid dreams, nightmares, and heightened skepticism. This is the bad thing. Vivid, I don't mean like lucid dreaming, you remember all the colors and if you were scared in that dream, yeah, that's because there's a blockage going on. I dream all of the time and remember things. Awesome dreams are very vivid, but they're not scary. I know exactly what's going on in them. Okay, and on the opposite side of the spectrum, not blocked, but open full throttle, so to speak, it's the constant flow of thoughts, and it can be mentally exhausting. I mean, it may be great in the beginning, like, oh my gosh, oh oh, and that, oh my goodness, all this, but it will start to get overwhelming and exhausting. You may feel intimidated by having to make decisions that would normally be quite simple because you feel like, oh, I have to inside out, upside down, this side, that, it's all going to be okay. That indecisiveness is oftentimes influenced by clouded judgment, lack of focus, and an inability to distinguish what is real in this realm, and all signs of your sixth chakra need to be balanced. We can't have them full open. We can't have them blocked. You have to be, again, right in the middle, a balancing act. All right, and the overactive third eye is headaches, vision problems, seizures, insomnia, nausea, sinuses again. Additional non-physical signs of overactive third eye chakra include hallucinations, seeing Jesus or people in front of you, that are telling you to do things that aren't correct. I mean, there's a difference between visions and hallucinations. Being extremely overcritical, judgmental of everyone and every other idea if it's not in line with yours. Anxiety, mental fog, feeling again overwhelmed, extreme paranoia, delusions of grandeur, like that you are now, Jesus Christ himself. P.S. we all are, but that's not what I mean. I mean people who believe in physical Jesus and believe that he is God, and then all of a sudden one day they're like, I'm Jesus reincarnated. Well, yeah, you are. We all are. But that's not what they're thinking. They're putting themselves on a pedestal and making themselves godlike. Or, again, this comes back to, hey, I'm one of the 144,000. There's only 144,000 people in the whole entire human population, and I'm one of them. I get to go and escape all the madness, and everyone else has to be tortured and blah, blah, blah. That's like setting yourself on high delusions of grandeur, and that's exactly what happens with this. People who are extremely religious and extremely spiritual are opening this up full throttle and not did all the work of the other things. And they do see things. People are like, no, you don't understand. I saw Jesus. I taught Jesus. No, you don't understand. I got this and it was real. It's like, yeah, I know it was real. I'm sure it was. You created it. So to sum things up, when the third eye is in overdrive, constant flow of thoughts, mental exhaustion, indecisiveness, clouded judgment, etc. When the third eye is balanced, you see everything clearly. We function and make decisions with a sense of neutrality, meaning that we are concerned about things that are happening around us and to other peoples within this realm, but not too attached to any single outcome. All we can do is physically, humanly possible, do whatever we can do. Use our voice chakras to speak forth whatever we can do, and then we just have to, as they say, give it to God, right? What else can you do? And all of those emotions and those feelings and those thoughts, they're going to keep you trapped. You become highly focused. You can make the distinction between reality, so to speak, and dreams, or imagination, or ego. These are all ego is what it is. The real, the angel of the third eye that's real is the one that's covered in righteousness and grace and fairness and compassion and love, and gives you complete knowledge and understanding. The fake one is the one that comes in and goes, hey, you're special. You are, oh man, let me tell you what, there's not too many people like you. You are you. Yes, all about, or You know, when you start talking about yourself, I this and I that, yep, that's that third eye talking, the ego. Alright, now onto it. I really think that my purpose is, I'm going to continue to try to remove the image that we have all engraved in our own mind. What God looks like is the picture of Jesus, religion, all together. I believe it's my mission to erase the image. Someone asked me lately, what does ARC stand for? Is it an acronym? And I was like, yes, actually it stood for Anti-Religion Crusaders. But no one took the time to look at the what I was saying. Everybody was like, oh, the Crusades were bad, they were evil, oh, and she's really... It's like, nobody's listening. So I just had to change it to ARC. But you know what? It could stand for many different acronyms. It could be ascending, or reaching, consciousness. It could be always releasing, carnal mind. It could be all kinds of things. But I truly believe that, yeah, my mission is to try to remove this image from everyone's brain. I've almost completely removed it from mine. Not quite. I still at time can, you know, get caught and be like, oh, nope. But that's my mission. Okay, so this is from the Gospel of Thomas. Jesus said to them, when you make the two into one, and when you make the inner like the outer, and the outer like the inner, the upper like the lower, and when you make the male like the female into a single one, so that the male will not be male, nor the female be female. When you make your eyes in the place of an eye, so when you start to understand that all of these scriptures and all of these allegories, when they're speaking about eyes, so when you replace your eyes, your physical eyes, your fleshly eyes, in place, put in place an eye, a single eye, your third eye, the good one, and a hand in the place of a hand. A hand means what you do. They're your deeds, your actions. So when you read this, so when you start seeing your actions and your deeds in place of the word hand when you read the scriptures, and when you see the scriptures and they say a foot in the place of a foot, or when you see the word foot, you need to replace it, because a foot, they're not talking about your physical feet, they're talking about where your feet take you, where your body takes you, what you're drawn to, what you run to. And lastly, an image in the place of an image. God is an energy. God is life, okay? It's never ending, always existed, always will exist, won't ever stop. Energy, existence. God is existence, energy. It's not us. It's not a picture of a dude with fire eyes and bronze feet. He doesn't have a white beard, doesn't have a big nose that he smells pleasant smells and aromas. None of that stuff. He's not Jesus. It's not Jesus Christ. I truly believe that there was a man who walked around in that time period. I don't believe his name was actually Jesus. I mean, that was all... That's what I'm trying to get you out of, is that. But do I believe that there was a really good dude? Yes, I do. I believe there's many people throughout history and since time has existed that were good and tried to, and they got killed for it and whatever. Okay, yeah, yes, I do believe, but I don't believe we should be worshiping any man, anyone, anything, any piece of matter. If it's it's like, if you can touch it, see... No, don't worship that. God is existence, energy, thought, thinking. That wisdom. That's what you need to worship, not an image. And that's what I believe that my purpose is here. So let me go on to talk about the mark of the beast, because that all goes with the third eye. All right, I've pulled up, I think probably all of the scriptures that contain the forehead. So we're going to run through them. Exodus 13:9, New American Standard Bible, which a lot of people read. It's really what and I don't, please don't come to me and say, no, that's not the correct verse. But just stop. I'm putting in the King James Version as well as the New American so that, it's even more clear for people. And it shall serve you as a sign or a mark to you on your hand, and as a reminder on your forehead, that the law of the Lord may be in your mouth, for with a powerful hand the Lord brought you out of Egypt. And here's where I want to touch on briefly about the hands. The hand, like the hand of God. Do our hands labor of their own accord, or is it something spiritual within us that prompts us to do the work expressed itself through them? Our love of doing or desire to do is what sets the hands into motion. Our knowledge of how to do guides them in their work. We mean the spiritual ability, not the mere physical strength, when we speak of putting our affairs into the hands of God or the hands of another. When we put the burden on his or her shoulders and lean on his strong arm, the hands means spiritually all the desire and thought which we put into the deeds or actions that we do. Right here. The deeds are cruel and evil, especially the desire and the thought which prompt them. Who shall ascend in the hill of the Lord, or who shall stand in its holy place? He that hath clean actions and pure intent behind those actions. That is, he whose deeds are good and inspired by heavenly feeling and thought and intent. Ezekiel 9:4, I'll read the King James this time. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, to the center of the city. That would be the heart chakra, actually, all grounded in love. Through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst, in the center thereof. This is not speaking about all of the abominations of other people around you in the world and circumstances. This is you, all your abominations. This is saying go and put a good mark upon the foreheads of all of those who are crying out, saying, help me to cure me, for I am sick and I need to be healed. This isn't crying out for, oh, that person, look, they're so horrible, look what they're doing, oh, look, there's this going on in the world and that going on in the world, and it's all within our midst. No, this is your heart, this is all you. This is you. Revelation 7:3. Again, a good mark. Good mark. Do not harm the earth, the flesh, or the sea, the spirit, or the trees, their fruit that they've produced, until we have sealed the bondservants, the good one, of our God on their foreheads. That's a special seal. It's armor. Ezekiel 3:8, another good mark. Behold, I will make your face as hard as their faces, and your forehead as hard as their foreheads. But I will make your forehead like a diamond, harder than flint. Do not be afraid of them or dismayed at their presence, even though they are a very rebellious house. Protection like flint. Revelation 13:16, as we can see, everybody gets a mark. Everyone. Small, big, great, rich, poor, free, bond. Everybody gets a mark in their right hand or in their forehead or both. In Revelation 14. Receive his mark. Look, see, it's even italicized for you. His, because the mark isn't universal. There's two different ones. Receive his personal mark in his forehead or in his hand. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. In Revelation 17:5, and upon her, it's talking to a spirit, dwelling in a spirit, upon her forehead was written a name written, Mystery Babylon, baby lion, the great. It was, very, very great, baby lion. The mother of all harlots and abominations of the earth, because they come from within. Revelation 14, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Sion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. In Revelation 22, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. As we're seeing, good marks in the forehead, bad marks in the forehead. Everybody gets a mark. Deuteronomy 11:18. Therefore shall you lay up these my words in your heart, we already went over this, and in your soul, and bind them for a sign or an image upon your hand, your works, your deeds, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. Exodus 13:16. And it shall be for a token upon thine hand, and for thy frontlets between thy eyes, for by strength of the hand of the deeds, the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt, darkness. And then the last Bible verse, Deuteronomy 6:8. You shall bind them as a sign or an image on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets on your forehead. So now let's go and check out what a frontlet is. Frontlet. Not concerned about all of these. This is the one we're concerned with. A piece of armor or harness for an animal's forehead. Do you remember the verse that I showed you, and it said that he's going to give you, harden your foreheads, but yours will be like flint because it'll be a diamond? That's armor. That's armor for your third eye. Here's a battle horse. Here's his frontlet, so that he doesn't get killed or harmed. Here's an extremely old frontlet. I'm pretty sure that this is a carved picture of Ishtar. Pretty sure. But that's another frontlet for a horse. And here's another frontlet. See, make sure right in between the eyes, heavily armored. Okay. This is also a frontlet. Again, I don't mean to, I don't mean any ill will towards any people whatsoever, but I am against all organized religion because they've got us doing ridiculous things and thinking ridiculous, childish things. This is the frontlet, and this is worn on the forehead. Inside of this little box is a scroll, and it's got the commandments on it. Pretty sure it's got the 10 Commandments, the law of God. So people assume that they need to attach this little box that's holding the law of God and strap it to their foreheads because the Bible said so. And no, this is what I'm trying to get everybody out of. The outward, forget about this outward thing. This is all just ridiculousness. This isn't protecting anyone. This is actually making this person more vulnerable by believing that you can wear a box on your head that has some words written on it, and that's ridiculousness. That's superstition. There's also something that's done along with the frontlet being worn. They bind their hand and their arm. I don't know why this is a left arm or a hand, but yeah, it should be the right arm. But again, this is taking things literally. No, what is this going to do? This is going to cut off the circulation. That's what this is going to do. It's nothing. What's this? Is this the mark of the beast? No. This isn't the mark of the beast either. There's no microchip. Nobody's going to be forced to take a microchip into your hand or your forehead. This is just extreme delusional, shared delusional behavior by extremely religious and spiritually third eye on overtime people, like floodgates of third eye stuff. This is again ridiculousness. And the meaning behind the you won't be able to buy or sell, and that's what everybody's, they're all freaking out. Oh my God, I'm not going to be able to eat or survive because they're going to make me take a microchip, and I won't be able to buy or eat food. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about at all. Buy and sell, again, they don't mean buying and selling something. They mean you won't be able to gain wisdom and understanding, and you won't be able to give that wisdom and understanding to anyone either. Okay, so here's my theory, and of course all of this is just my theory, right? I mean, I don't know. I did the Christian thing for almost 50 years, and I am 100% sure that what I was taught is incorrect, although it's smattered with all kinds of truth within and without. But this is my opinion. 666, the mark of the beast. Pythagorean numerology, 1 through 9, and then your alphabet. Look at this. The number 6, the number 6, the number 6. None of these other ones make up words. Well, this one kind of does, but it does, but I'm not going to get into this. This is something way different. But look at this. 6. A 6, a 6, and a 6. Well, that's the number of a beast, all right. It says it's a fox. Yeah, so what does the fox say? Yeah, so we all know what a fox is, but I was pleasantly surprised when I looked it up to put it in this video, and here are a few definitions. Any of various carnivorous, meat, flesh-eating mammals, beasts of the dog family, related to but smaller than wolves, and then it goes into their physical description. Number 2, a very clever or crafty person. Okay. Look at number 3. The archaic definition, old time, when they said fox, they meant a sword, something that penetrates you, slices through you. Very, very interesting. And number 5, a good-looking young woman or young man. Extremely attractive. Wily, very wily, but wow, extremely attractive. Fox. Sounds kind of dangerous. Luke 13 speaks about foxes. Just at the same time, some Pharisees approached, saying to him, "Go away, leave here, for Herod wants to kill you." And he said to them, "Go and tell that fox," so Herod is the fox, "Behold, I cast out demons and perform cures today and tomorrow, and the third day I reach my goal," which is actually the end of the 6th day, but yeah, it's in the 3. "I reach my goal. Nevertheless, I must journey on today and tomorrow and the next day, for it cannot be that a prophet would perish outside of Jerusalem." Okay? And I want to point out, again, they're calling Herod a fox, and we just found out what fox was. But also, this came to me, and I'm believing that it's Christ oil. But when I read this, Herod, and you know I'm all about splitting words apart. Herod, and his last name was Antipas. Well, immediately, anti-pass, no passage, anti-passage. Last name is anti-passage. His first name is Herod. If you split that up, it says the he rod that does not allow passage. And I'm thinking, he rod. I know a rod is a staff and something that's, meant for power. So I go and I say, okay, we'll go and we'll look up rod. Yeah, a stick, a shaft, a reed. Okay. But then I got to eye, and I was like, the he rod. And then I thought, he goats and she goats. There's male and female that they call the he goats and the she goats. And the he, okay, so he, male, she, female, he, flesh, she, spirit. And I'm thinking he goat, so the flesh eye, the flesh eye is Herod. So the eye of the flesh did not allow passage. Yeah. Really thinking that that makes sense to me. And it played in with the fox, and I wouldn't have known it and caught onto it unless the fox. So, the condemnation of the false prophets, or the ego, that false I that's speaking to you and making you believe and hear the things that you believe, because you're not grounded in righteousness, love, and compassion for all people. That means that you're concerned about yourself and not others, which means that you have the wrong prophecy and the wrong spirit working along with you. And the mind is very, very much will give you whatever you want. And if somebody, this religious people come in and, "I'm a prophet because God told me to tell you." Well, no, if God spoke, that was your mind. And if he was speaking or she was speaking, it was speaking to you. It wasn't speaking to go and tell anybody else. No. So that's what this verse is about. This is you telling the false prophets, or those spirits that are ego-ridden in your head, that no more. And it also says that if you don't do that, the Lord God, your mind says, because you have spoken falsehoods and you refuse, you got yourself set on high, you refuse to let go of your false images. Therefore, behold, I am against you, So my hand will be against the prophets who see the false visions and utter the lying divinations. They will have no place in the council of my people, nor will they be written down in the register of the house of Israel, nor will they enter the land of Israel, that you may know that I am the Lord God, the mind, the land of Israel, the land of Isis, Ra, El. El is God, Ra is sun, Isis is the moon, the God that dwells with the moon and the sun all together. We're talking about our Christos, our sacred secretion, our light that is within. People who harden their hearts and listen and remain in that false imagery, they will never enter, not in this carnation, into the land of the knowing, the land of the night, light, the land of knowledge, of peace. And this is why everyone's deceived, because there's no love for the actual truth. So God will cause them to be greatly, the mind will cause them to be greatly deceived, and they will believe these lies. Yeah, all of the apocalyptic, Jesus is the Messiah coming down to save you, some of you getting sucked up, other people down. All of that is, you're wrapped up in that, and you do believe it. And I feel very, very bad for you, because at one time, I believed in 90% of the stuff that all religious people believe in. So I have great compassion. I really do, and empathy. I feel bad, and I don't know what to do except for just continue to repeat myself. Everything in your Bible, there's two of everything. The mark of the beast, there's also a mark that says that you're protected from that beast, and that beast is the ego. And if you don't want to give up the ego, then your mind is perfectly happy continuing to pump you full of even more ego, and then therefore being more deceived and more apt to believe all lies. And this is the mark I was saying earlier. I will send a famine of hearing the words of the teacher, the Lord, the Master, the good, the righteous. The days come, saith the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of truth. And they shall wander from sea spirit to sea spirit, and from the north even to the east they shall run to and fro, seek the word of the Lord, but they shall never find it, because they're caught in the ego. And that ego will lead you to be extremely self-righteous and excessively proud of you and your intellect and your ability. And more than likely, you will misuse the abilities. Don't tempt the Lord your God. Pineal gland is responsible for certain mental disorders such as OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, constant thoughts and thinking. If the imbalance is very extreme, you may live in a world of illusion and suffer from hallucinations and have little or no connection with your own reality or what's going on. You see that I have a picture of the clown from Stephen King's It. The It stands for the id, and the id stands for your ego, and that is something you should be scared of. That is why the Bible says, fear the Lord your God. Oh yeah, it's pretty frightening. But also fear not, for I am with you. So if you have the love of Lord with you, then you have nothing to fear. Another movie that came to mind, Netflix, what is that show with the kids and they go to the upside down? I can't even remember what it's called right now. But at any rate, a girl comes to help save them, and her name is 11, and they call her El for short, E-L, God. And when she comes down into the physical body, she has to come down into a physical body, and when she's intermingling with everyone, do you know what she gets a hankering and a craving for, and a liking for? Eggo waffles. The show constantly shows Elle eating Eggos. Can't keep away from them. E-G-O. Ego. So, when it comes to getting knowledge and gaining your knowledge and understanding, take your time and do the process properly and make sure it's all done with love, understanding, compassion, and that you go about things slowly and methodically so that you're not tricked or fooled. Judges 7:5. So Gideon took the men down to the water, to the spirit. The Lord told him, separate those who lap the water with their tongues as dog laps from those who kneel down and drink. This picture here, this is the spirit. Now, this story, they're traveling for a long time. They were very thirsty, yes, but this was a test. Take them to the spirit and see what they do. Well, a bunch of them, like dogs, thrust their faces into the water and just didn't even check. Is it good water? Is it okay? What's it look like? What's it smell like? Let me take my time. Nope, just suck it all in, take it all in. Now, so these were the goats, and the sheep were the men who gently knelt down. They looked at the water, they scooped it up in their hand, they looked at it, they seen it was clear, gently put it to their mouths, and took little sips of it, very methodically. That's what we need to do, is take our time. Take our time. Honestly, we've already fallen into these bodies. We need to take our time and enjoy our ride. This is your portion at this time. This is your portion. Take your time, do things properly, slow down, enjoy them, and take a break from thinking too much. So I'm taking my time.